Here we go again. We have arrived at the 41 spot, and in that spot have the Dutch chess legend Jan Hendrik Timman, born in 1951 in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, which makes him 68 years old today. Peter, Timman is someone that I argued for. What can you tell us about his career?
Yeah, you made your case there. I mean, and I agree with you. Well, Timman has lost one World Championship match to Karpov, although this is sort of the FIDE PCA time. So I don't know if we want to give it full marks for that, because he actually qualifies for that by losing a match to Short. But twice in his career, in 1990 and in 1993, first against Karpov and then against Short, he loses the absolutely final match where, had he won one of them, he would have had the right to challenge Kasparov for the world title. His world rank is the best was number 3. Well, maybe it was number 2 on one list, but according to Sonas, which is the one we uses the most, he has like more than a year's world number 3 and a peak rating of 27.68. Well, Timman, I think, was a very strong player and could have competed for the World Championship, but he gets very unlucky historically in the sense that he's born in the same year as Karpov, and when he's like 30 years old, and the new rising star Kasparov arises on the scene. So while I think he just gets directly matched against the two biggest stars of the Soviet school. I mean, well, we look at years earlier where the Soviets were also dominating, but still with somewhat weaker world champions where other challengers would have a chance. But he gets pitched directly into the Karpov-Kasparov time. So that somehow, I think it diminishes him more than it actually should be. He was very strong, and he was, well, you know, again, it was so close that he actually get to challenge Kasparov, and despite being extremely difficult times because of Karpov also being around.
Yeah. I was also just impressed with his tournament record throughout the 1980s. He's just won so many top events. He has longevity. He was strong in the 70s. He was absolute world class throughout the 80s. And then in the 90s, he still makes these two finals that you mentioned. So then you throw in his writing, which I'm not sure how heavy we weigh that, but I've certainly read a lot of Timman and his book. The Art of Analysis is an absolute classic. He continues to produce stuff. So overall, his legacy in chess, combined with his, absolute world class throughout the 80s, I felt like he belongs on this list, not so much because of the matches and how we value this feed.
It took a bit of convincing to get me to agree, but I certainly do. I think maybe also we compare him to, I mean, because Timman was a factor when we grew up and such, we didn't realize that, you know, he was actually also a factor much younger in a sense, and we sort of tend maybe to compare him to players which is quite older than and such, and he gets a bit shortchanged there. Well, short being the key word here actually, but I mean, no, I think you make a good point. He was actually really up there, being total elite in the time of Kasparov and Karpov, and managed to stay there. And well, you can see he gets close to the World Championship title at the age of 39 and 43, which is quite late. Which also means he really had to wait for his chance to appear, and somehow was again a bit structurally unlucky that there was not a somewhat easier spot than the times of the Karpov-Kasparov peaking.
Absolutely. And yeah, his tournament record does speak for itself.
Exactly.
Vike twice, Linares, over Memorial, Amsterdam, and so on and so forth. No, I feel he's deserving. And yeah, he's been a giant influence, of course, on Dutch and Western European chess for many decades. What game are we looking at?
Well, we are taking a game where he beats Kasparov, and well, he beats Kasparov is one thing. He beats Kasparov with elegant tactical means, which is not that simple. I think this is from a match played. I forgot which year, and I think he ends up actually losing the match to Kasparov. But I think well, getting to play a match with Kasparov is already quite something. And this game has a very beautiful tactical finish.
This is one of these matches Kasparov's played to prepare for his next Karpov encounter, or in between to stay sharp?
I think you are right. Just let me see, which year is it? It's
85.
85, yeah, I think so. And also, well, has been a tradition of this sort of mid-range matches, sort of in a number of games in the Netherlands, where they put their hope against something. I think it continued later in history, right? So, but knight f6 is a nice tactical shot, right? It's actually just standing there in thin air.
It's just asking for the king to come out. Rook e1. Now knight e8 check is threatened, so you probably have to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Queen c3. And knight to e5. Pawn to f4. I'm not sure if this is winning, but it's pretty, that's for sure.
The computer is giving maybe some kind of a computer style defense and shots, but it gets Kasparov to actually collapse. And I think also it shows a bit of, many players has played with Kasparov and, managed not to lose or even now and then win. But Timman is winning he's actually trying to outplay Kasparov. I mean, this has been a long, complicated game in the Zaitsev Spanish, where maybe Kasparov is trying to play Karpov's opening and get some, advice, you could call it, from Timman and such. And he's actually managing to outplay Gary and such. And it's a difference from, just trying to get as many points. Timman was trying to show that he could actually be better than Kasparov at some times. And in this game,
he wasn't afraid. He was always trying to play principled, aggressive chess, and even on his opponent's territory, maybe to fold sometimes. But very principled.
Exactly. He takes the role as someone who wants to challenge and show that he can be better and compete. And when you do that with Gary, you're going to get some losses. But this one, not.
Here, key move, pawn to d6. Beautiful. Freeing the side towards the f7 pawn, amongst other things.
Exactly.
And also, the black queen has to take because e5 is hanging. And now, white wins.
There is a very nice touch in the end, right? I mean, rook d1 happened, and it looks like Kasparov have the tactical retort rook a1, because if he takes the rook on a1, there is queen d4 check, right? But, Timman has calculated one move further.
Kreuzverstellung, is that what it's called?
You're the one who speaks German, so... exactly, this move is... I don't know, it could have been, it's move 41. Maybe Kasparov missed it in time trouble. That's not too unlikely, but still. If you manage to have a better tactical vision than Kasparov, even in time trouble, it's been a good day, I would say.
Yeah. Pretty nice game by the Dutch legend, Jan-Hendrik Timman. On spot number, where are we? 41, yeah?
41, exactly.
See you at 40. Thanks for watching.